Hello everybody and welcome to Esports Today, a podcast mini-series brought to you by Esports Insider and the lovely people at Ross Video. Going to do a quick shout out to Ross Video right now before we jump into the episode, but they are a live equipment and production manufacturer. They do great equipment, they literally make all this thing happen, so please do support them, the link will be below. In this episode, I will be speaking to Alban Dechelotte, the CEO of G2 Esports. We'll be talking about the recent expansion into Valorant Tier 1 by acquiring the roster of the Guard. And then also we're going to be talking about the North American esports plans and a wide variety of things in between that. So hopefully you do enjoy this episode. And yeah, let's get on with it. Alban, it's a pleasure to have you here, and Esports Today brought to you by Ross Video. I'm going to plug them now. Great company, do live event and production equipment, manufacturing, made this all possible, so I do want to thank them. But I want to start with Valorant. It's a scene that I'm really heavily invested in, and a scene that you've recently heavily invested in. You've acquired part of the Guard roster to go into VCT Americas. Could you tell us the process of how that kind of happened?
Yeah, but we have to talk about Alban Dechelotte first. We love the game. This is a great game. This is right now, from my opinion, the fastest growing esports ecosystem, and a very interesting one where Riot created a very innovative system with fewer numbers of teams, with a strong support from the publisher. So really, for me, this is one of the future of esports. When the game went live, G2 was dominating the scene in Europe. Then the official started. We were a little bit in between. We had good moments, bad moments. I mentioned the good moments we had against Sentinels earlier. And then came Game Changer. We have been very deliberate on our commitment to women representation. We created a badass roster that became the first ever world champion in Valorant, Game Changer. And then came the time of application. It was the moment for us to take the opportunity to expand beyond Europe. So we applied for North America. Unfortunately, at a moment which is a bit complicated for G2, Riot decided not to pick us for the franchise league, for the partnership league. We're very sad. We're very sad because we love the game. We believe we have a strong project for our American fans. And it was an opportunity for us to really accelerate as an organization, the same way LEC has been a great acceleration for G2. So when we heard the news that we're not qualified for the league, we tried everything. We explored every options to come back. First, we built a team in Challenger. We played the Ascension, and only the winners is qualified. Unfortunately, we lost in semifinal against the Guard, so we couldn't make it this way. So after that, we looked for other ways. We started to apply for China, because China is opening a new league. We were candidates. We're like, okay, we have to apply. We want to be part of it. And then after that, we saw that also, if we acquire an existing organization, we could receive the spots. We cannot buy the spot, but we can buy the organization that has this partnership. Honestly, we were looking all direction. The one thing we didn't expect is that the winner of the Ascension, the Guard, will not pick the slot. That is a thing we didn't expect. And so when the news came out that the Guard refused it, and that Riot, after feedback from the community, decided to give a chance to the players, if they can stay together, at least 3 players, to choose an organization, that they will award the spot to the organization, we went all in. We contacted the players and the agents. We presented our organization, our plan, our vision, the way we treat our players, the kind of support we can provide to this project. And it was an intense weekend because it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then it was an immense honor and privilege that the players decided to stick together. They could have go to existing team, they could have split it. They wanted to stick together, and they decided to go with us. And so now we are very excited. We are preparing the season. We are building a facility. We are looking for exhibition. You're probably going to hear about something soon. We're going to do some few tournaments, and we want to win. This team is, and I met them during the process, they are so passionate about competition. They fit G2 super well, and we hope we're going to have the same success that goes in.
And does it kind of lead into this expansion into the US? There was a lot of rumors that G2 wanted to go.
For me, it's not a secret. We have been talking about it for years now. COVID in between delayed a little bit the progression and the speed, but the intention is clear. We are lucky, like not that many organizations in the world, that we are not attached to one country in particular. The two founders from G2 are German and Spanish. Me as a CEO, I'm French. My CEO is German. The CFO is Argentinian. So we have in this organization the culture of being very diverse, very international. I think we have more than 28 nationalities today among the 150 employees. So we don't relate, we don't affiliate with any country in the world. And we have fans everywhere. We already have 3 teams in the US. North America is our biggest region in terms of fan base. And so right now, we just thought it's an opportunity for us to expand beyond our core, offer to our fans great entertainment with relevant local heroes they can cheer for, and also our partners. So that we just not have European partners or global partners, also domestic partners in the US.
There are rumors about this kind of expansion going a little bit further with talks with version 1, for example. Is there any?
I heard. It's exciting. I love when there's rumors about G2, about players, about organization, about acceleration. I think it shows that people believe we are capable to be ambitious, to be aggressive. I heard about something about winter of esports. I can definitely tell you for us, it's at least spring, if not summer already, with what we did in Valorant. I'm not going to comment anything because until something is signed, it's not a thing for us. Yeah. And until it's official, it's just a leak. It's not public for us. But I'm very proud to see that people talk about G2 with the understanding that we are capable of doing these great things, because it shows that there is respect for the ambition of the organization.
Is then consolidation within esports, you think, a way to go then to create more sustainable ecosystem?
I mean, if you look at the ecosystem right now, I think there's probably too many teams compared to what the ecosystem can generate in terms of value. If you think 5-10 years ahead, I believe we'll have 5 to 10 global organizations. I believe we'll have 5 or 10 local heroes organization for each major region, or specialization for major games. Everything in between probably is going to struggle. And I think G2 is well positioned to be one of these global organizations that will dominate esports in the future.
Yeah, I think it just got announced today at ESI London that Game Square have now acquired FaZe. That's now official. So you think that is a growing trend that's going to be keeping it?
Yeah. I think this kind of like creative destruction, as they call it in finance world, is expected. We have seen that with CLG and RNG. We see like Shopify and Moist. I think it's when there's an opportunity to gather strength of two organizations, put them together to build a bigger project, I think it's a great avenue.
I want to talk about G2's ethos. You guys seem to be one of the few organizations who are still really excelling in terms of like trying to be a competitive first organization. A lot of other organizations seem to be going more the lifestyle, the merchandise, and another sense that's not apparent at G2. But there is a sense of winning with them.
Look at the Ralph Lauren collection.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know what you mean. No, I think this is true. Like, we believe in the esports industry. We believe in the esports business. And for us, that means building rosters that win, creating stories that engage, and building partnerships that create value. We believe in this. We don't believe in the need to create like an energy drinks, to sell some keyboards, or to sign 100 of creators to create an agency. We believe it's a completely different business, and we try to be good at the business we do, and we don't feel the need to diversify in other things to be profitable. Actually, we have been profitable in the last 2 years. We still see if we can amass in this very tough environments, and after what happened last year, to be profitable again this year. Depends a little bit of like the end of the year, but it's possible. Just need to balance cost and revenues, make the right decision for the right game, the right rosters, and we believe this is a great business that we are proud to participate in.
Well, how do you make sure that it is sustainable? Because obviously, if you're wanting to be the top of esports, that requires a lot of money in terms of roster coaching, and everything in between. Like, how do you make sure that the risk is worth the reward and it does maintain sustainable?
First of all, choose the right games where the publishers are sharing value with the participants. We are super happy with collaboration with like Ubisoft and Rainbow Six, with like Psionic and Rocket League, where they create skins and share with us. The variant model is very interesting. And so we try to choose the right games. It's not a secret that we left 2 games last year because we didn't feel that this partnership, this value creation was equitable for us to participate. So that's the first thing. Not adding roster just for the sake of it. Adding rosters and games where we feel that there's a sustainable path for the partnership publishers. Creating rosters that wins, but not only. Like if you look at the roster we create, they all have this kind of archetypes. There's like the superstar, there's the captain, there's the prodigy, there's the water carrier. This is not random. All the rosters are structured in a way that they will allow us to create these stories that the fans will see from one star to the other, create the bridges, create the parallel, so they're not just fan of the player, not just fan of the roster, but become fan of the story of G2s. And that's something we care about. And I think at the end of the day, how to make it sustainable, just don't spend more money than we generate, you know? And if we see that in a roster, the revenues are not to the level of what we expected, then we can adapt and make some choices. Sometimes some bets. You don't need to keep the players until the moment they retire. Sometimes you let them go at a moment, and you bet on the next prodigy. I think people were disappointed for us to let go of Kenny S at one stage. Yeah. But I don't think they regret us when we picked Morrison. I think people, and I also regret the relationship and the connection we had with Jankos. But I don't think people regret that Yike is now on the roster. So we try to make the right move at the right time to balance what we think the ecosystem can generate and the cost that it represents for us to invest in the winning rosters. My experience is like paying a lot of players doesn't mean he's going to perform. But thinking what is the best combination of talent, personality, experience, hunger is what so far give us the best results.
As a final question, I want to play a little bit of wordplay on Esports Today, which is brought by Ross Video and Esports Insider. How would you define esports in today's day and age then?
I mean, for me, it's like, it's a spectacular competitive gaming. Spectacular because if you don't have a dimension of broadcast and audience, it's still competitive. Yeah. It's still high level, but it's not esports for me. It's more organized play, it's more competitive gaming. But esports needs the combination of like, it's gaming, it's competitive, and it's spectacular.
Perfect, Alban. Thank you for coming on and chatting to me about this. I appreciate everything you said, honestly.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.